Okay, we're that was a mess. Okay, we're into this. This is if we win the series, we have a shot to steal the division. But if we lose the series, the Toronto Trickrummers win this series, win the division outright, no matter what, because we won't be able to score enough points. Now that that's said, let's look into our team. We're up against a Sandy team. If it is Jolly Max Speed X Control, it outspeeds our booster Flutter Main by 1 exactly, which is a problem. In case anybody's ever known, that is a problem. So, something we can do, we have Rabombi here again. Maybe we get to do it this week. I am going to hope for it. I like the idea of Rabombi starting this off for us, for sticky webs in particular. We can then have our Goodra, which is going to be very bulky, hopefully for this series, and can do quite a bit of damage as well. We have Ability Shield, so we can nullify a lot of what Ogerpon can do to us. Follow that up, we have a Staraptor with Choice Scarf. Could possibly help close this out. We are going to use Flutter Mane. And I think we can Staraptor Choice Scarf to weave in lots of good damage after Rabombi goes down. It's also our only Intimidate. Well, we have Scrafty too, but like, I want to do Staraptor first. Okay, looks right to me. Okay. Game number 1. We got the Hoenn theme. Everybody heard all that to begin with. Because the Hoenn division is on the line. Let's move that over here. Okay. That is a very big Goodra. We got our slots backwards, but Sand is up to begin with to start this game. Yup, follow me. That is a beautiful name. So we have Focus Sash. I think we can just go for a good sticky web here. Goodra can either protect for us. We also have Muddy Water, Terra Water, which I think's actually okay. I don't think there's really anything here that says we can't Terra. We're probably not going to use Terra on anything else this game. So I think just open it up with the Terra Water, Muddy Water to start off. And then we just roll from here. We're going to Terra right off the bat, right off the rip. I don't think we've first turn Terra'd once this season, but we are breaking the trend today. Take a lot better damage here if it's high horsepower into this slot than if we were steel. Ironhead takes the 1. We're going to feint this turn no matter what, which is fine. There's our Focus Sash. We get our webs down. We're playing single strats here today. Muddy Water hits both. That's a great start. Wonderful start to this game. And an accuracy drop. Goodra in our first game. The Stealth rocks. We're playing singles today. Okay, Goodra's going to get buffeted by the Sandstorm. Staraptor's going to take a pretty good chunk here with Stealth Rocks, but that's okay. We just need to make sure that Excadrill's gone for when Flutter Mane hits the field. Staraptor of Distant Pass going to lose a quarter of our HP here, or an eighth, something like that. Yeah, that is fine. It's an Intimidate. What's the item on Excadrill? Clear Amulet. That's excellent, excellent stuff to know here. It's +2 speed. We can, I think, U-turn. I like U-turn into Muddy Water. Personally. So we can get Flutter Mane in on the next turn to do a lot of, hopefully position for a lot of damage. Rock Slide. Staraptor lives these. Gets the KO. Unfortunately, Staraptor is going to feint when it comes onto the field next. because we lost 40 HP and we're down to 23. Only thing we have to worry about at this point with Flutter is if we have Sucker Punch on Qianpao. Yeah, Goodra just covers up the entire screen. Goodra did flinch. There is Hoenn. Okay. Do we have Sucker Punch onto the Qianpao? I feel like you just swap. So that's minus speed, which is fine. Probably a chance that there is Sucker Punch. Let's scout for Sucker Punch with Protect here. Goodra is likely falling asleep. I think you just lose to Raptor right now, which is fine. We can get Goodra back in for free pretty quick the following turn. So we're going to lose to Raptor because Stealth Rocks is up, but that's okay. We get to see cool shiny animation, and now Raptor faints. That's fine. We cleared the Hoenn, which is most important. More importantly, is this safety goggles? Yep, it is Sucker Punch. So, problem with Sucker Punch is it can KO us because we are not full HP, and even then it was a roll. And we'll find out if that's safety goggles or not right here. Okay, no safety goggles. It's like a little bit of chip here from Stealth Rocks. We're going to have to just hope Goodra can carry this on its own. From 102 HP, it's not a lot. At this point, it's D-Gleam and then Muddy Water. And Muddy Water should pick up Hippopotas and do good damage into the Qianpao. We probably lose Flutter to Sucker Punch. But it is -1 attack, so that changes things a little bit. That's okay, that's good damage. Muddy Water doesn't hit Thalamu. It does, okay. So Goodra gets 2 or 1 as his first KO. Everybody's gonna get shit by Sandstorm. Right, Goodra's in a spooky spot, 91 with this one left. This thing's a menace, but it is a little bit slower. Mold Breaker's here. My plan is we go for the Shadow Ball here into Grolboss to get maximum damage. And then Goodra is going to Flash Cannon here. And we're going to see if he Sucker Punches or not, because we played with the Protect. This will KO that slot. There's the Terra. That's a very spooky Ogre Pawn. +1 attack. If it's Ivy Cudgel into Goodra, that could be dangerous. Sucker Punch does get us. That was a mind game and a half, trying to figure that out. Hoenn Leech. Let's. Oh, he doesn't know. He knows we have it now. Perfect. Goodra has a chance. Goodra has a chance. Sandstorm subsides. 91 HP against +1 Girl Boss. It's going to be a lot of damage. Muddy Water is our best way into this. Hopefully it's going to be enough to pick it up. We aren't sure. This is going to be Ivy Cudgel into us, which is going to do a lot of damage. Crit KOs. Okay, Spiky Shield. Okay, we got Spiky Shield there. Go for Muddy Water again. Lash out. It's going to be close. It will just be enough because it crits. I don't think crit mattered. There's +1. That was a really good game 1. Really good game 1. We had some fun little tech going on for us there. Stealth Rocks was pretty problematic just because Staraptor goes down after we switch it in. And so that's a big deal. But we also knew it was going to happen. But we needed to get Yawn off of Goodra because if Goodra goes to sleep there, it's game over. Way sooner than it already was. I really thought about using Upper Hand Quackleval because it could flinch the fake out or flinch the sucker punch, but I was not confident in trying to make that soul read in team building. It did not work out. Okay, prep complete. I think Goodra is going to be our way to play this. I think Goodra maybe in the back might be better. Just to give us something. We can Scrafty to lead off. If we Scrafty Flutter, I feel like that's pretty good tempo on our side. Or I think that's good tempo on our side. What is bad if we do that? I don't know if there really is anything that I don't like about that. Scrafty Flutter feels good. Goodra is coming. I think Goodra's going to be the way we win this game and probably the series. Ability Shield's going to be huge for us. Let's see. Quackleval in the right situation works, I think. It's Terrifier Dragapult. Or is it Staraptor Choice Scarf? With Clear Amulet, Excadrill, we're kind of disincentivized to use Staraptor. Maybe it is Quackleval. We have no speed control, though, this way. And I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Yeah, Quackleval might work. I'm going to lean towards Staraptor here because it's Choice Scarf, and Quackleval is going to be outsped by basically everything on the other team. Big lead to start. We have Fake Out, which helps. So we can fake out the slot that threatens Flutter the most, and then we can start swinging with Flutter. I think that's going to be our best case scenario to start off. But on the game too. Okay, so we do have probably the adaptation that makes the most sense on his side. Gets the Intimidate. That's a pretty good trace. Last time we had to be mindful of our slots with the Gardevoir and things like that. Booster is going to put Flutter in front unless it's a Choice Scarf Dragapult, which is very scary to deal with because Dragapult is faster. Honestly, I think it's a solid fake out into the Gardevoir slot, and then we can just Shadow Ball into Dragapult. That's the way I think this will probably work out best for us. Since we should be faster, but it could be Scarf, and if it's Scarf, we got a problem. Great, just protects, that's fine. Let's just Covert Cloak. Could be Covert Cloak. Okay. What can they do to switch in this case? We can Terra. I think saving Terra is probably in our best interest. You can knock off into Gardevoir, probably okay. Do we have any good switches? Switch to Raptor. Scrafty's -1. I think knockoff is fine here. Do we play the same thing, or do you just protect the scout? I think you play the same thing. I don't think there's anything bad about doing this. Because it's Shadow Ball into something that we can do good damage into, right? Yeah, that's fine. We can chunk that. Spadef drop's huge. Icy Wind could be problematic. That's good damage. Ooh, that's Choice Scarf. That's really good knowledge to know. I think you can just go first Raptor switch. For Scrafty. Because we can use Scrafty later. And then I think you can just... Can you Dealing pick this up? I think you can. I think you can. Intimidate's not that big here, but this is tempo that we can use for the next turn. That's fantastic damage. Yawn in that slot, that's okay. We're Scarfs to Raptor. Excadrill's really fast, but we lived one Rock Slide. I don't know if that's going to be a roll. Downside is I think you have to switch the... Yeah, I think you have to switch Flutter here because Flutter's under some threat. Also we're Yawn, so like they know that. I think Close Combat here is okay, and then just pull this for Scrafty. And now you got Fake Out going into the next turn. Which does mean Dragapult will be faster later, but Dragapult's faster right now anyway because we're -1 speed. Yeah, Clear Amulet's going to stop Intimidate. Hey, we got Hippopotas -2. That's huge. Okay, Protect. That's fine. Okay, so we have to be mindful this next turn. Okay, Yawn is problematic. Just because that's into that slot. What we can do here. Do we let Scrafty take a nap? I think you do. I think you Close Combat this guy. Then Scrafty can probably knock off here, because if he's thinking we're going to Close Combat again, Dragapult's switching in here. And if not, we just knocked off Clear Amulet, and we can still switch Scrafty in and out. And I think that's perfectly fine, even if it's asleep. So if it's Excadrill Grass, that's fine, I think. Flinches could be big. Okay, that's gone. And then we're going to knock off this other slot, which is big. Oh, that's a huge crit. That's a huge crit. Raptor got buffeted first. Now we're asleep. Excadrill is Sand's force, or not Sand force, Sand boost, speed boost, whatever it's what's called. That's why it doesn't take the chip damage, which is pretty big. Do you switch to Raptor here? I think you, well, because it's Rock Slide coming out. I think you do make the switch and put Flutter in. Flutter, you know, under some threat. But I don't really want to put Goodra in. And if it's Dragon Darts, like, that's great. Rock Slide into Flutter KOs, but then we can bring Straptor back in. How many turns? This is the last turn of Sandstorm. So this is the right play. Get Flutter in. And then Scrafty is just sleeping right now. If this is a ghost move in this slot, that's crazy. But, I mean, we got to eat a Rock Slide. I don't think we will, but you never know. Oh, Flutter did eat one. Flamethrower. Okay, no more sands. Do we protect with Flutter? We might. We also could go Terra Fire, 32 HP. That's not a lot. I think you go for the protect and then just try to let Scrafty get a knockoff here into this slot. If it wakes up, great. If not, so be it. I think we're just trying to set it up for the last two in the back. Okay, Shadow Ball. So we wake up, Scrafty. Still asleep. It's okay. Shadow Ball, Iron Head, that's kind of big, I suppose. D-Gleam. And then do knockoff into this slot. I mean, we find out the item, it'll do a lot of damage. Like I said, we still got two in the back that we're just going to hold in there. Hydro Pump. We live. Ooh, Fairy Berry. Still napping. It's hilarious. So do you protect? Do you not protect? Honestly, I think you just Shadow Ball, knock off. He can only target one, and we're not trying to do anything stupid for differential. Scrafty wakes up this turn after the 3-turn sleep. Kind of wild that we just let him sleep out there, but Scrafty needed a nap. Comes up. Good damage knockoff. And we are going to bring it back. TTR, I forgot to update scoreboard. TTR won game 1. And then we won game 2. So we do get a game 3. Okay, so we learned some really good stuff that game. Like game 2, we got some really good information. We know the full Dragapult set, and we know that it's the Fairy Berry, and it's max, well, not max speed, but it probably is max speed invested. because it's faster than Flutter. We know that Flutter's faster than Gardevoir with Choice Scarf. That's actually huge. Trying to think what else we got here. Chien-Pao or Sucker Punch is scary. -1 Chien-Pao with Sucker Punch with Flutter in front of it. I think we can actually navigate that okay. Fred, since you're the ref, you knew the last one was Goodra in that last game. Which I see you already got that on the ref sheet, so that's perfect. Let's see. Going into this one, that 4 felt really good. We did not see Ogerpon that game, which was probably really impactful. It has Lash Out too, so Lash Out is something that's really scary to deal with, and it's going to have Horn Leech and then probably Fire moves. So spooky stuff. Ogerpon's always scary to deal with. I think Goodra in the back's fine. I think Goodra's our win con again. If we can keep Goodra protected and healthy until we need it, that's wonderful. I honestly think if you Scrafty Flutter and if you Chien-Paos and Girl Bosses or Ogerpons, that's a really tough lead for us to deal with. But if we Staraptor Flutter, we have speed advantage and then we can threaten Ogerpon. I actually think that might be our lead here. So we got Staraptor Flutter. We're going to be really fast out the gate. And then if we have Scrafty in the back this time with Goodra, I think that can work for us. And then we have a really good chance to deal with Dragapult that way. Because Chien-Pao Ogerpon as a lead is something that's really scary for us to deal with. 15 seconds. I'm trying to think what else can we do. We wouldn't have Fake Out in this instance. But I think that's okay, because I think it's going to be Chien-Pao and Ogerpon's lead. Which is very, very threatening from his side. But here we go. Game 3. Into other Pokemon. I think it's still solid. Okay. So we got these two. This one's a little tougher to navigate because he can switch Sand in. And that's really scary in this situation, because if Hippopotas comes in for the Girl Boss, then if it's Jolly max speed Excadrill, it will outspeed and KO our Flutter with Iron Head. And he knows we have close combat. I'm going to make a read here. And I feel like it might hinge the series a little bit. We can Brave Bird into Protect here, or like it could be Terra Grass because he's probably scared of close combat. Because I think Hippopotas is switching in so he can KO Flutter this turn. And if he doesn't protect, we are locked into Brave Bird, which I think is good. And then Flutter, I think our best case scenario here is to protect, to just give us another turn to make our decision what we do. No Terra, so we're going to look really silly this turn. And no switches. Spiky Shield. So I think Rock Slide's play. Okay, so he's going to scout me out. That's fine. Okay, that's interesting. So we're locked into Brave Bird here. Do we make a switch? I don't think we do. I think Flutter can be pulled in this instance. And so you can Brave Bird Girl Boss if Girl Boss stays in. I highly doubt it does. I think Hippopotas is still swapping. And I still don't know if he's going to Terra. Terra Grass here doesn't make a lot of sense, but he could. I think we just disincentivized him to do it. So we can chunk Hippopotas on the way in. And then we can bring in Scrafty for the Fake Out. And if Scrafter lives, we got another Brave Bird. I think that's our play. So we're switching, so we lose our speed boost. I don't think he switched. Okay, he's switching there. That's fine, I think. Ankle Eater. There's our Brave Bird into Girl Boss. Should KO. Does KO. Perfect. He knows we're Scarf now. And since we're faster, we didn't get that Intimidate on Shampoo. But Girl Boss down. Turbo Bonker's back. So it could be a Protect once again. I am a little weary to stay out there with what we have. So I think this is when you can bring Goodra in for Staraptor. And then Scrafty can fake out, or it actually can probably knock off into the Ankle Eater slot. And the reasoning why is if this is a Papatos switch, we just got rid of Eviolite, and that's huge. And I think he's expecting fake out, so he's not going to, he's going to protect Excadrill this turn. Might not be. There's the Protect. He's not switching, which is surprising. That's probably the Focus Sash right there. Do you bring Flutter back in on this turn? There's a chance. No, there could be. There could be a Dragapult in the back, but I think because you're worried about ground move, you can go ahead and probably Terra Water, Flash Cannon the other slot, or Muddy Water it. I like Muddy Water for the coverage, and then Scrafty, I think's pretty solid here to Drain Punch into this slot right here. It's an Excadrill. There's his Terra. Is it Terra Poison? No, Terra Grass. So we both Terra this turn. Which is interesting. This is a really tight game right now. A lot of things can go either way. Okay, there's Protect, so that's okay. Ooh, a 5% miss is kind of big, because we don't take that chip damage there. That's good damage. Scrafty, that's amazing damage. So I am thinking you Flash Cannon here, and can Scrafty pick this up with Drain Punch? I think it can. Okay, what is coming in here? Is this Dragapult? Okay, no. Sacred Sword's gonna hurt. Scrafty's a beast. Drain Punch will get a little healing back. Alright. Here's the hard part. We're up against the Yawn, which is going to be so hard to deal with here. And now we got some chip going on. So the threat here is still Excadrill for the damage, but we have Muddy Water for spread, and Muddy Water is our best damage into our Hippopotas here. And we also can get rid of Eviolite, which Scrafty is going to be slower than our Goodra, which is okay. But still, getting rid of Eviolite's really, really big for us. We do have to deal with sand and rock slide probably to clean it up, but I'm banking on muddy water being enough. And flinches are going to be huge. Muddy water from Goodra, he clutches up, hits both, and so that's going to be probably the game. Oh, it is. Never mind. It is the game. Okay. And that's why it would crit. What a lucky turn to finish that series. Goodra coming in clutch for us. Holy cow. This is the first week Goodra's been on the team, and it comes for all 3 games and is huge. It hits the crit when we need it, hits the range when we need it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Scrafty did a really good job for us again. That's the second time we've had to really lean on Scrafty for its ability to intimidate and just tank hits. But we do win our game 3, win the series 2 games to 1. So really happy about that. We're still in the division race. We're going to be, I think, 2 points behind. So we're going to need some help if we do win it. But we at least gave ourselves a chance to possibly steal it in either week 9 or week 10 when we play our 2 newest teams to the draft league in Austin Area Laces and Whimsicott, which will be a lot of fun to play. That was a really good team from Chris. Honestly, that Dragapult was so fast and it was really scary, and it can clutch up a game and end the series really quickly because it just has absolute speed control at base 142 speed. Flutter has to be booster speed to have a chance to like take care of it, and even then we saw that it didn't matter. Like Dragapult picked it up in game 2. Excadrill's really scary. Jolly 252, Excadrill's 308 speed and sand, and then Fluttermane's 307 after booster energy with timid, so like that's a big difference, and hard to play around, and you just got to figure it out. Intimidates were huge on other Pokemon like the Ogerpon or Chiempao to allow us to live some hits, but overall we're rambling at this point, but overall that was a really fun series to play and a lot of different mind games. And TTR, always love playing against him. We had the Hoenn Hoedown Throwdown, our version of it this season. That's usually hats off to Nashville and TTR for that one. They've always played each other close in that series. But yeah, that's that one. That one was a whole lot of fun to play. And that's all we can ask for. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you when we play in week number 9. When we play either Austin Area Laces or Whimsicott. We've never played either team before, so our next 2 weeks are going to be a lot of learning about what these newer teams in our draft league can do. It'll be a lot of fun. So we'll see you then. Thank y'all again for watching.